So hello my dear brothers and boys, that's gonna be our second video with the secret passes in this year. And today boys, it's gonna be Russian secret pass in the Kaiserredux, in which you can bring Makhno, Nestor Makhno, to the power in Russia. Originally he stays in Commune of France and can take power here. But today, with our secret pass, he will move to the Russia and take power here. And with that being said boys, let's start our campaign, and as always, enjoy! So at the beginning of our campaign you can pick and search whatever you want, you just need to build up a good and strong Russia to fight in the civil war in the future. Of course, in the first event, the assassination of Kerensky should die. And as a result you see events about snap elections, but you have to ignore it. Fully ignore it. And in 87 days we will receive a military coup in Russia. So till April 1936 do your own stuff in Russia. What about Gergulov? It doesn't matter. What about different demonstration and riots? You have to accept every fraction to take part in the elections, which obviously won't happen, but you just need to accept them. What about dealing with the Black Monday? Anyway, in the future we will play as the radical leftists, so I can recommend you to initialize the Duma plan. And just work with that plan. The first major thing that will happen with you is going to be Kornilov's coup in April 1936. In a few days you will receive event Workers Strike in Petrograd, and in that event you should pick the first option. So you will bring leftists to the power in Russia. Now the revolutionary workers rules the whole Russian Republic. What about leaders of our protest? You need to pick the second option. Red generals should lead the protest. And after that you will change your color, you will change your name, and you will become just the Russian Socialist Republic, with Alexander Yegorov in power of your state. Now I can recommend you to deploy a good amount of forces by Krasnaya Gvardia units, because you will lose a lot of your forces when the civil war starts. As the result of all events that we choose before, we will receive event The Protest Spreads Among Large Cities, and in this event you have to pick the second option, cause it will allow Bolsheviks to take power in our revolution. Oh, and yeah, don't forget to restore order in Siberia, because if you won't restore it, you will have a lot of problems, because Transamur will take all of those lands that will remain without your control. The more regions you take, the more benefits you will receive. As a result, I go to the civil war with those territories. And don't forget that Finland will take part in that too, and they will create White Karelia, and White Karelia will try to expand. In my opinion, you should destroy Finland as fast as you can, take their lands, destroy White Karelia, and then move your forces here. And as I told you before, we will receive event about Eastern Karelia Prison, so I will declare war on them. And as I said earlier, Finland will join this war, so now you need to kill those two states. But first of all I will kill Finland, and only after that I will kill White Karelia. Plus don't forget that now Finland is weak, so you can easily destroy them before the uprising near the United Baltic Duchy and White Ruthenia. The Western Russian army will uprise in Pskov, and that's gonna be a problem for you. That's why I said that first of all you should destroy Finland as fast as you can, and then deal with the Western Russian army. So Finland was crushed pretty easily, then you should destroy White Karelia and Western Russian army. After destroying them, you need to focus on destroying the Russian Revolutionary Front, and only after that, Second Volunteer Army. That's like the best recommendations that you could ever receive from me. Minus White Karelia. Oh, and by the way, worm tactic works pretty well with the West Russian army. You can just make a small worm from the west and go right to the Pskov and all of their cities, and then just start to attack them. And you will win. In my case, Western Russian army has united with the Second Volunteer Army. That's good, cause they can unite also with the Savinkov. And it's gonna be bad for you. Whoa, boys, that's great. We received a free event to annex the Alasharda, because they oppressed Russian in their state, and we will just declare war on them. Don't forget that now we've got a chance to expand as much as we can, and it's a great option to do that right fucking now. and expanding on Alasharda is a great decision. So the second volunteer army as well as Alasharda have capitulated with the Western Russian army. Fun fact, I didn't even enter Alasharda territory, they just joined the alliance of the second volunteer army, so first of all destroy them, and after that everyone will collapse. And the Russian Revolutionary Front is close to collapse too. So for me the civil war has ended up in late December 1936. But I'm actually really lucky because the Siberian Federation or Transamur didn't join this war. If they joined, well, civil war would lasted for like another half of year or probably even to the late 1937. Yeah, I lost a good part of Siberia, but actually we gained Kazakhstan, we gained Finland and the rest of the Russian lands. So de facto is the victory in the civil war. Long live peasants and workers. After victory in the civil war you will receive event Revolution Successful. And in this event you should invite Bolsheviks. And that means that the Bolsheviks will take power in Russia. You will hear international and receive super event of the Bolsheviks return. And don't forget about the Lenin's quote. Also now Российская коммунистическая партия, or in English it sounds like Russian Communist Party, now is in the rule of the Russian Socialist Republic. The next thing that you need to do is to search the Congress of Russian Communist Party. After searching that you will receive event about the peasants' riots, and you should do nothing with that. At first riots will be small and they will be just in the Penza. After that they will spread on other regions, and after that on even more regions. And what should you do with that? Right, nothing. Also you will get session of the Sovnarkom, and there you can support anyone, it doesn't matter, but you know, let's pick Lev Kamenev. In a few weeks you will see that the peasant rights expands. The ЧК will deal with that. Now you see that even more regions are rioting, and what should you do with that? Right, as I said before, nothing. You'll need to wait 60 days. And just don't click anything, do your own stuff at that time. You will also get a lot of decisions which are connected with the Sovnarkom, but there you can pick whatever you want. As I said before, it won't affect our campaign at all. After that 60 days you will receive another deal with the peasant riots, in which you need to wait another 30 days and do nothing with those riots. As a consequence of our riots, we will see the creation of Ideal Ural, but the air state won't live for long, you need to choose that option. Now we've got Russian enclave, Ideal Ural. In fact, it's just a Tatarstan, one of the Russian republics in the real life. But you shouldn't fight with them and you should give them independence. For now. And if you did everything right, you will receive one of the final events, Baltic Fleet Insurgency. And you need to give power to the Centrobalt. As a result, you will get a new flag, new leader, Pavel Dybenko, and now your ideology is gonna be anarchism. Now the only thing that you should do is just to go by his focus tree line. By the way, the small thing that doesn't have connection with our past, Turkestan has declared war on me, so now I will fight with that. Oh, and yeah boys, after searching the liberation of the people, you will become a free territory of Russia, based name for the based regime. And also we've got a based color with the based flag. Anarcho-socialists rules Russia. As I said, in a few months you will receive the final event, the arrival of Petrichenko and true anarchists. And in this great event you need to pick the third option. Mother Anarchy loves her son, but so too does the father. Makhno is our man. And there we go, now, Nestor Makhno, with a great mustache and a great hat, rules the free territory of Russia. After that you will just go by the Centrobalt focus tree line. You can also improve your army, improve your air forces, so on. And of course make an expansion of Russia. In my case, by the end of the July 1937, you see that I control a lot of lands. We have conquered Finland, we have conquered the Central Asia, even before we start our own expansion. It's just the countries who have attacked us or with who we had some conflicts. In the best scenario you can also control the whole Far East and Siberia, but in my today's scenario that didn't happen. And maybe for the best. But I've got only one question, boys. Can we bring two Makhno at the same time? One in Russia and one in Commune of France? Cause I don't know, does this blocks option to get him in France or not? Well, it's a good and interesting question.